In this video, I discuss a few coins that I think are going to absolutely explode and skyrocket in 2024. So let's get straight through it. By the way, if you're brand new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. I release regular alpha like this on the channel. Just before I go through that, let me just make it very simple for you, especially those of you who are a little bit newer to cryptocurrency. You've just been involved in the last kind of year or two. Basically, there's about 4 different categories of investments you can make with cryptocurrency right now, especially if it's an actual coin. So if it's not NFT, so if you're actually buying and selling in something that's a little bit more liquid, you've got 4 different sections. So the first one is the kind of major cap coins. And then the second one is mid cap coins. Then you've got the small cap coins. These are ones with a much smaller market cap. So these you might want to be talking about billions with the first one. With the second one, maybe kind of 100 millions. And then the third one, you're talking tiny, like 10 million or so. And then in the fourth one is a completely separate section, which let's call it meme coins. So completely separate from the other 3. And you want to play in all of these actually, because all of them have inherent risk. It's just the last 2 have a lot more risk in terms of downside. However, the upside in these 2 can be ridiculous, life-changing, in fact. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can differentiate. So today we're going to be talking about number 2. And then in a video coming up very, very shortly, we're going to be talking about number 3. And these are the ones that will make you even more returns, which is why you definitely want to catch that video. But we're going to talk about number 2 in this one. Now, in the last bull run, for those of you who are involved, the number 1 category would have been things like ETH. And number 2 would have been Solana. Now, it's different. Solana is a category number 1 now. And I'm not bothered about Ethereum or Bitcoin. Solana and Avalanche are more like the category 1. And these that I'm going to discuss with you now are category number 2. So I hope that's clear. So the first one, SEI USDT. Now this is a daily chart. And whenever anything breaks over all-time highs, it's very, very significant. And a few coins, as I've discussed recently, they've actually done this already. They're going to be the most bullish. I like charts where you see nice impulsive moves upwards and we get pullbacks and then we can set up for a trade. They're always going to do more ROI. The ones that have been doing nothing forever, they may or may not pop off. We don't know for sure, but we don't want to wait around for that and waste the whole quarter with other things going 2x or 5x whilst we wait around for a move to happen. Don't do that, as I've reminded you on many videos. The major move in this was actually just in December, literally from 19th of December. This is how fast crypto moves. So from the 19th of December, we're talking about a period of just literally 10 or 11 days, we're up 225%. But that's not the important thing. The important thing is the trend. From an Elliott wave perspective, this is making very, very clear impulsive moves now to the upside. And if we take this entire move, the first move, as a wave 1, and we add a Chrome extension, a trend-based fib extension here, in terms of where we are right now, this is nowhere near how far we could go. When crypto moves in a 3rd or 5th wave, it moves a lot further than this. So this is one of those that I think is going to do what Solana did in the last bull run. And Solana can still do multiple X. It may still have another 10X to go. But if that has a 10X, then these other coins I'm going to discuss with you, if Solana does 10, these will do 20, 30, 40X. That's just how it works with cryptocurrency. And there's obviously going to be a lot of fundamental reasons for this. I'm not going to talk about those in a lot of detail. We're just going to touch on them briefly with some of these coins, but basically in a nutshell, because like I said, a lot of you, including me, we don't need to know the whole nitty-gritty about how exactly the technology works behind this. All we need to know, I'll basically summarize it for you for all of these coins, is just newer technology. It nearly always is faster, it's nearly always cheaper, and it solves a new solution to the problem that's more effective than before. And this recent price action usually has a correlation with something fundamental. So with all of these different coins, what you can do, for example, with Solana, there are literally graphs that show you how much people are using Solana month by month, how many trades there are, how many transactions there are, the market volume, how much Solana makes in terms of commissions and everything else. And with these new coins that are popping off, they're popping off because these last month or 2, the actual fundamentals have increased. So they're making a lot more transactions, a lot more money, etc. Keep it very, very simple. That's what I do on my channel. Try and keep it as simple as possible. They're faster, cheaper, better solution. And recently they're popping off because more people are jumping onto there. They're either on there because they're bridging things, they're trading things, they're using it to trade in meme coins, new meme coins on these new chains, or there is another layer 3 on top of the layer 2. Many, many reasons. Don't bore yourself with that. At a very basic level, these are the ones that are going to move now, and the evidence is already there. You can see in the chart, these are the ones moving very, very clearly above all-time highs. So they're newish compared to some of the other coins, and now they're making clear impulsive price action. So SEI is the first one. Now, how would you actually trade into this? This is where it's very tricky, and I actually find it tricky because I never like to chase things. Now, I like to chase green candles on the daily, but on the hourly and 15-minute, I really don't like to chase them, because you can quickly get a nasty 20-30% pullback, as I'll show you in another coin in just a moment. However, you have to understand that pullbacks are going to be very shallow. And you can see here, they have been very shallow. There have been periods of consolidation, but the drawdowns, even during these consolidation periods, they're always about 25%. So another way you can do it is if you get a pullback, guess 20 or 25%, or maybe 15 to 25%, and just hop in. Because this is something you're holding for the long term. Like, do you really think by March or April, this won't be 2x or more? Very, very highly likely it's going to be. So then even if you did have a drawdown, if you're not that experienced buying and selling and going in and out of a market, you could just hold and see how it goes. Not financial advice, of course, like everybody says on their YouTube videos. You have to do your own research, of course. But generally, if I was an investor and I don't like to trade markets in and out, I would look for a pullback and then look to hold. And then as long as I'm in profit, I'm not really worried. As long as the price is above what I bought and is here anywhere, you never really have to worry. You just check in once in a while to see how things are going. So SEI is the first one. What's the next one? Neon. One I've been discussing recently on the channel as well. It's literally doing the same thing. Same reasons. We're not going to discuss and bore ourselves with the fundamentals. It's all there on the chart. 18th of December, all the way up 400%. Ridiculous for an altcoin. We're like, this is literally way, way more than even the meme coins we've been talking about a lot of the time. And way less risky, of course. Now, it had a significant pullback. Pullback's done, 44%, and now it's back up 40%, and it's looking extremely bullish. Now, anything can happen. We can get a double top here, and it can start consolidating further. It's hard to say. But again, I'm talking the whole of 2024. In this particular video, we're talking about what you could buy now, hold it until December 2024, and be in a lot of profit. And Neon is definitely another one. Same thing again, way above all-time highs. Very, very nice bullish price action, consolidation here. But remember, even here, we were only on 10th of December. So if you actually look from 10th of December rather than 19th, so we're looking at 20 days, how far we've moved up. Ridiculous, 700%. Now, this is why, generally it's, you should be a little bit cautious, because when anything's moved up so far, it's going to get deep pullbacks. That's why this 44% pullback was deep, but it was healthy. Because it's moved up so much, it will move down more. It doesn't mean like it's a definite top or anything, or it's done, or it's over for Neon. And the other thing you can look at apart from here is you can have a quick check at the market cap, because that gives you a vague idea as to maybe how far we are along, because we know where Solana was last bull run, so we can get an idea of maybe how far we might have to run, because some of these, if they're already in the billions and billions, they're not going to have that much more in terms of multiples. Quick check for Neon, and we can see here on the market cap, fully diluted is already 3 billion. So a little bit on the higher side, but definitely a 10x is not going to be any major deal for something like Neon. But maybe getting that 50 or 100, yeah, that's probably a little bit more out of reach right now. SEI, same kind of area we're looking at now. So we're already looking at 7 billion, a little bit on the higher side, still a medium to smaller kind of market cap. So it's nothing like Solana right now. But again, we're looking at 10x, but a more comfortable trade. These are not like meme coins. These are much more likely. It's got all of the technology behind it, the fundamentals behind it, the communities behind it. These are much more likely to slowly or even quickly trend up over a period of time. This is all, of course, as long as cryptocurrency in general is going up. But even if cryptocurrency is struggling, what you might see with coins like this is they'll barely dip, or they may even be up 3%. That's what you get sometimes in bull markets when everything else is actually drawing down, especially the weaker coins. Things like Neon, they may only draw down a little bit less. I remember that actually with SEI. When everything was down a few days ago, some of them down quite bad, it was still up like 6%. So it's outperforming significantly the rest of the market, which is always a good sign. Next, Metis USD, rallying again today. And this is another one, same situation. It's up a lot over literally just 10 days. So showing a lot of very, very strong price action. That's 285%. It had, again, because it's moved so far, remember the pullbacks are going to be a little bit more. So it's nearly 30% pullback, but it's already right back there at nearly at all-time highs. Hammer candle there, looking very, very strong. Again, we can always get there, get a bit of resistance, stuff like that. But the way these ones are looking, very likely, if everything's full bullish mode, these are going to fly. And I wouldn't be surprised if these are the ones that do the 20% a day type of thing. And again, if you look back at the chart, generally it's very, very healthy. So if we scroll out, let's say to a 2-day view, same situation. So above all-time highs comfortably, so far above that some of these coins don't even care to retest all-time highs. They keep just pushing on. And let's check the market cap. So fully diluted, we're looking at just under $1 billion, so 910. So less than the others, maybe a little bit more in terms of multiples, but again, they're not all going to get to the same level, of course, in terms of where they reach in, let's say, December 2024. Tau or Bitenza, same scenario, but kind of different setup. So it's not looking particularly bullish at the moment, and it's been very sideways since November. Now, sometimes that could be a good thing because it gives you time to see what's going on with price action before you jump in, because then this potentially could have a much stronger move. Now, already from October, it's gone up a lot, like 600% or so. At the moment, I think we're sitting about 400%. So it's sideways at the moment. And this is one to put on your watch list. Watch very closely. It looks like it's still not had any breakouts. And it's kind of sitting at this support line. Not looking particularly bullish right now with everything kind of moving up. And it's struggling here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have a little pushback. But if we have a liquidity sweep there, and then you suddenly get strong candles, strong hammer wicks come up, and strong momentum with volume afterwards, this could be a great entry point. And this would be one that you'd be picking up a little bit earlier because this hasn't really done anything now for a month and a half. So, and it will, in terms of, if you think about Elliott Wave, this very strong impulsive structure, it has to continue onwards. So once the correction's done, then we would likely see a lot of multiples with Tau. Now, in terms of market cap, Tau at the moment is $5.5 billion at that particular price point. So again, a lot less. These aren't the really, really risky degen plays, but these might be safer ones to keep in a portfolio for the longer term to see, let's call it kind of daily steady gains. Next one, TIA or Celestia. This one I like a little bit less because the chart isn't as bullish, but same thing again from December, beginning of December, is probably about 2x and stuff. And it's still kind of early days with this one. Now, in terms of market cap, we're here already kind of at 14 billion. So already quite a high market cap. So again, it's one to keep an eye on. Now, in terms of current structure, it is looking bullish. I mean, this recent move, you'd expect there to be resistance here again and it'd be in a range. It may just stay in a range and just knock back and not be ready to go yet. But if you see volume, you see a breakout, maybe it will retest as well. It'll probably move slowly, so it'll give you a lot of time. You might see a nice breakout. And then again, this is another one where sky's the limit. That's the other thing with these coins I'm discussing. They don't have any resistance overhead. That's when you get the crazy moves with cryptocurrency. But that's when you have to be careful as well. You have to be ready to take profits when prices are a lot higher, assuming they continue to move upwards, which again, there's no guarantees, of course. Another one I love is Injective. Same thing again, from December, a massive move up, loads of interest in this particular chain. They've got their own NFTs as well. They have their own meme coins, etc., etc. And it's not moved actually as much, but again, it could be that the lesser moves are due to market cap. So that's something to keep an eye on with this particular one. I don't expect to see any massive kind of drawdowns with this as long as everything moves upwards. It could be breaking out here. It's too early to say. And the other thing is it could consolidate for longer. We don't know for sure. But if it does break out here, again, with volume and sustain, then this could have a very good move as well because it would be going to the sky again because there will be no resistance above this high of $44. Now, in terms of market cap, we're looking at fully diluted of 4 billion. So not particularly high. So kind of somewhere in between. I mean, these are all ones that can definitely get to the kind of 20, 30, 40 billion in a full-blown bull market. Many people argue it could be a hell of a lot more. even if the fundamentals don't support it, because that's how bull markets work. So that's it for these ones. The next ones, they're on a degen watch list that I have. And these are ones that I think could be massive. And they literally only have like market caps of 5 million or 10 or 20 million. So way, way smaller. And that's kind of where you make the returns. You have to be careful with those, of course, because some of them, the projects might just not work out. But for me, I always like to keep those in the portfolio because those could be the ones that actually move in terms of ROI much more than these main ones. Which ones are you looking at the moment? Comment below. Thanks for listening.